All right. Hey, music producers and sound designers, welcome back to the stream. Tonight, we're going to be diving into Reactor, and we're going to look at designing a Lush pad sound in Reactor. So I've gotten some rough building blocks ready to shape our pad. So we're going to start off and we're going to build it out. All right. So, hey, welcome back to the stream. Today we're going to be building out a Lush evolving pad in Reactor, our sound design tool of choice. Pads are perfect for adding depth and emotion to your tracks. And once you understand this process, you can create infinite textures and for your music. So let's dive right in. First, we're going to add a oscillator. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in our oscillator. We've got one already set up here. I've just added the basic building blocks to build out the sounds first. So let's do it. So I'm going to bring in a saw. So we need a saw wave first. And then from there, we're going to add a second layer. So we're going to add a second layer for more width. I'm going to duplicate our oscillator here. We're going to have two oscillators at the end of this. So that's oscillator 1. And right here we have oscillator 2. So we have two oscillators, and we're going to feed them both to a filter. So it's going to go through a low pass filter. So you can see that we have one connection to the filter, and you can't really connect two oscillators at the same time. The way we're going to get around this is we're going to mix them together. We're going to use another module where we can blend two oscillator signals into one actual output. So this mix knob has its own control. Think of it as a valve or a shutoff valve on your sink. You can turn on the valves and it'll let water, or in this case electricity, flow through, and it'll send it out to the outputs. So we can see we can connect as many pitches as we want to the pitch port because it can send multiple signals out, but we have to connect these two oscillators to a mix knob so that we can control both of them coming out of the same slot. So now I'm going to connect my VCA and we should have some signal. So I'm going to turn them up, going to turn up my VCA and reorganize my panel a little bit. And we should get ourselves a nice sound. So right there, we've got a signal. It's a little bit harsh, but we can definitely make this sound a little more mellow. So I'm going to take a second oscillator. I'm going to make it into a sine wave. I'm going to see what that does. Okay, still a little bit harsh. So we can dial back. And this is called key tracking. I'm going to remove that. You can dial into a frequency or hertz to get accurate pitches. So I'm going to put that back on actually. Then we're in detune 1. And I'm going to add on one more thing. I'm going to add an envelope because I want to be able to control the actual output of the VCA. So I wanted to control when it turns on and when it turns off by adding a gate signal. Think of a gate as an on-off switch, like a light switch. So we have gate control here. You also have to make sure your MIDI controller is plugged in. So now we have gate control. So we got our pad sound. We organize our panel. We can adjust the attack, the envelope, and we can adjust how much of each sound we want to dial in. I'm going to add a little reverb on the end, a little bit of effects, just to dial in and make it sound more realistic. So there we go. Got a little reverb on the end. Gonna move that module down in the list just to where it would be in our signal flow. Decrease it a little bit. Okay, now we can shape our LFO, our low pass filter. I want to add a little movement on top of that low pass filter, so I'm going to bring in an LFO, which is going to modulate our filter. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Decrease the modulation depth, just a little bit of movement. Okay, so we got some movement, got some sound design happening. We've added an LFO to bring our static movement to something that's not static and more has some subtle detuning and subtle movement. It makes a huge difference when you're creating pads because it adds that texture. Okay, so now I think the next layer or next thing we're gonna do is slow down the attack and the release. Slow down the attack and create a long release. So we can create a pad sound. So we have our modules in place. I'm gonna add in a slow attack and a long release. So slow down the attack and make the release a lot longer. We got something that sounds more like a pad. So there we go. And there we go. We've got our pad sound. We can go ahead and we can save that. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and save it as maybe it's a dark pad sound. And then we can use that in our production just as a short loop. Hopefully you enjoyed this session. And if you learned something, be sure to check out the link in the description where I deep dive into modular sound design and show you how to do it, how to create sounds. So link in the description. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to create a quick loop out of this. Feel free to watch this part, or if you can't watch, that's fine too. But I'm going to continue and I'm going to build out a quick loop just to demonstrate it. So let's go here. Let's create an audio track. And once the audio track is created, I'm going to record into it. Okay, so we have a little bit of a loop here. We have a loop. Okay. Okay, we can record some audio. Okay, great. We have the audio form, which you can now manipulate. So we're going to shorten that. Make sure you take off the fade, if there's any fade. So it's more immediate. Then we can go ahead, dial in some percussion. Let's try this out. Now let's bring in some drums. You can experiment here. Ooh, that's loud. Do another layer. Let's do that again. We can just quantize. I don't think I'm going to keep that drum sound. Let's try something else. So you can swap it out. So now we're just building out slight arrangement, very light, just to demonstrate how you could use this in a production. Let's duplicate that. I like that. I want that effect to be on all the parts. Okay, let's do a little stereo pan. See how that affects it. This is where we can drop in some drums. Okay, we're gonna add in some heavier drums here. Kind of remixing our own track. So, let's see. Okay, and we got our finished little production loop, a little more than loop, but hopefully that showed you how you can use sound design, incorporate it into your productions, and really bring your productions to life. So I'm DannyXander. I'll see you in the next live stream. All right, I'll see you in the next live stream. Peace out.